The right person won't make you overthink. Clarity is attractive. Hook, calm, reassuring tone. The right person won't make you overthink. You won't spend nights decoding texts, replaying conversations, or wondering where you stand. Because clarity is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. Not mystery, not emotional games, not hot and cold behavior. Clarity. Why overthinking happens in love? Overthinking in relationships isn't random. It's your mind trying to find safety where it feels uncertainty. Psychologists explain this through attachment theory. When someone's behavior is inconsistent, warm one day, distant the next, your nervous system goes into alert mode. You start analyzing everything, searching for patterns, trying to predict what might happen next. That mental spiral you call thinking too much is often just your brain trying to protect you from emotional instability. Because love at its core is supposed to feel safe, not confusing. Confusion is not chemistry. A lot of people mistake emotional uncertainty for attraction. They say things like, "But the connection is so intense," when what they really mean is, "I don't know where I stand, and it's making me anxious." Research in relationship psychology shows that intermittent reinforcement, when affection is unpredictable, can create strong emotional attachment. It's the same psychological mechanism that makes gambling addictive. Uncertainty keeps you hooked, but being hooked is not the same as being loved. Intensity can exist without security, but healthy love always includes clarity. Why clarity feels so different? Clarity is calm. It sounds like, "I like you, I want to see where this goes, I'm not ready yet, but I respect you." Clarity doesn't leave you guessing. It doesn't rely on mixed signals to create intrigue. It respects your emotional world enough to be honest. The philosopher Erich Fromm, who wrote deeply about love, said that love is not just a feeling, it's an act of will and intention. And intention requires clarity. Someone who truly values connection doesn't want you confused, they want you secure. Overthinking is often a signal, not a flaw. People often blame themselves for overthinking. They say, "I'm just anxious, I get attached too fast, I always ruin things in my head." But sometimes overthinking is not a personal flaw, it's a response to inconsistent energy. Your nervous system is always asking one silent question: am I safe here? When the answer is unclear, your mind starts working overtime. But when someone is emotionally available, consistent, and honest, something surprising happens. You relax. You don't need to analyze tone. You don't obsess over response times. You don't feel like you're about to lose them at any moment. Because security quiets the mind. Clarity is emotional maturity. It's easier to be vague. It's easier to keep options open. It's easier to enjoy attention without responsibility. But emotionally mature people don't hide behind confusion. They communicate their intentions, even when it feels vulnerable. The poet Khalil Gibran wrote that love should be a moving sea between the shores of two souls, not a cage, not a game. And for two souls to meet honestly, they must know where they stand. Clarity doesn't kill attraction, it builds trust. What it feels like when someone is clear. When someone is clear, you feel it. You don't feel rushed, you don't feel unsure. You don't feel like you're walking on emotional eggshells. You feel chosen, not questioned. You can express your feelings without fear of scaring them away. You can talk about the future without worrying they'll disappear. You can be yourself, not a carefully edited version. And that emotional safety allows real intimacy to grow. Why we sometimes resist clear love. Sometimes, when we finally meet someone who is clear, we don't trust it. Because peace feels unfamiliar when we're used to chaos. We might think, it feels too easy. There's no spark. Maybe they're too available. But often, that missing spark is just the absence of anxiety. Psychologists note that people who grew up around emotional unpredictability can confuse stability with boredom. But healthy love isn't meant to feel like adrenaline. It's meant to feel like home. The power of choosing clarity. When you know your worth, you start valuing clarity more than intensity. You stop being impressed by mystery. You stop chasing people who send mixed signals. You stop trying to decode someone who refuses to communicate. Instead, you choose people who are emotionally transparent, people whose words and actions match, people who make your life feel lighter, not heavier. because attraction may start a connection, but clarity is what sustains it. Final message: so if someone makes you constantly overthink, question yourself, or feel unsure about where you stand, that's not depth. That's emotional instability. The right person won't leave you in confusion. They won't treat your heart like a guessing game. They'll be clear, they'll be consistent, they'll be honest. And in that honesty, your mind will finally rest. Because the right love doesn't make you overthink. It makes you feel safe enough to stop.